Hello everybody, I am Prashant. Today we will discuss about actually Brain Tracy. Who is Brain Tracy actually? Brain Tracy, he is Canadian American motivational public speaker and self-development author. Okay. Today we will discuss about psychology of success. So what is psychology of success? Brain Tracy is actually very famous and he is public motivational speakers and he is bestseller. His bestseller books are written here. That is the power of the psychology of achievement and earn what you really worth and no excuses, the power of self discipline. And this class is presented to you by Prashant Pathak from Pathak classes Darbhanga. Okay, so starting from here, what is psychology of success? What are ingredients? What are key ingredients of success? What things we require the most? What patterns? What habits? What micro habits and daily routine and all that thing, that widening of brain, all that thing is required. So what are key ingredients for success? So the first thing to know about success is we need to have self knowledge. What is self knowledge? Self knowledge is understanding of ourselves. What do we understand ourselves? What do we think of ourselves? How do we see ourselves? How do we imagine? What are our expectations? So these are many things which we need to understand, and this is my starting of making video making. So I hope you will appreciate this if I'm somewhere incorrect and the way I speak is if not exactly all up to your standards. Kindly I request you to consider. This is my first video starting actually. So there are many different mental laws. First of all, you need to know about what are mental laws. There are many different mental laws. Actually, there are 20 of them, but we will discuss only few right now. Okay. So first thing is law of law of control. What is law of control? So you need to understand what are laws, what are things which are under your control and what are things which are not under your control. I am extremely sorry because I started from page number 2. So I will start from page number 1 once again. Okay, so actually there are 7 ingredients of success mainly, but we will discuss 4 only right now. Okay, because I haven't done that much work and I'm here with uh, my preparation up to now only. Okay, so there are 7 ingredients of success. So the first ingredient is the peace of mind. Actually, you are successful if you have peace of mind. Whatever you have, and if you have peace of mind, then you are exactly there. You are successful. You have a very good sleep. You don't live in a stress. You don't have any kind of anxiety. So peace of mind is required to become successful. Whatever we do, if that brings peace of mind to ourselves, then obviously that is we are successful. So first ingredient for success is peace of mind. Now, the second ingredient for success. What are ingredients for success? How do we consider ourselves successful? There are very different aspects in which we try to understand we are successful. Okay. So the first thing was peace of mind. Obviously we need to have peace of mind, and even after we die we say rest in peace. So that peace is required to become successful. You die, and if you go to rest in peace, then only you have died successfully. Otherwise many methodology, Hindu methodology actually believes in rebirth and that cycle of birth, and you can attain like moksha, that is the salvation, and then after you are liberated from this cycle of birth, and so that requires peace of mind. Okay, so this was about peace of mind. I hope you will understand these things. Now the second thing was health and energy. So your vitality, your health, all that are ingredients of success. Actually, how healthy you are, how energetic you are. Look, you can have money, you can have success, but health and energy are very limited thing, and once they are gone, that becomes the greatest problem of ourselves. Okay, if you have 100 problems and if you are healthy, then you have only 100 problems, and if you have 100 problems there is no problem. If you have 100 problems and there is no problem, that is also good. That is case second, if you are healthy. Now the third thing is, if you are not healthy, even if you have 100 problems, the main problem is your health. Okay, so we need to take care of our health, and we need to take care of our energy, what we are spending upon. Okay, now the third thing is loving relationships. So we need to have loving relationships in order to become successful. Imagine if someone is returning to their home and they have worked a lot and they are not gaining that love or respect inside their house. Okay, how they can become successful? Obviously they will not become successful. So for success you need to have loving relationship. And how do we, how do we judge we have how much loving relationship do we have? That depends upon the amount of laughter which we make together. Okay, how much we laugh determines the quality of relationship which we have. If we laugh so much with one another, that is a very healthy relationship and that is a very loving relationship. And if that laughter is lost, your relationship becomes bitter and day by day it becomes catastrophic. So that can be a case also. Okay, so we need to have loving relationship. That was third ingredient in order to become successful. So we need to have loving relationship. Exactly. Now the fourth thing is actually financial freedom. What is financial freedom? Financial freedom is not having that much crores and millions and billions of amount of money in your account. If you wake up early morning and you don't have stress of finances, you don't worry about money, that is financial freedom. Even if you have only 5,000 in your account and you are mentally fit and you are feeling stable and you don't have worries for your bills and all that thing, you are financially free. And even if you have 1 lakh crore in your account and you wake up next day and you are still thinking about the money and the transactions and all that profit and gain and loss, and that is that is a pain, that is a pain, that is not financial freedom. So you need to have financial freedom. You need to have a wall of financial freedom, you need to have a financial wall actually around yourself, by which you can protect you and your family along with your relatives and your friends. And that is the most important case. So here I have explained to you about there are 7 ingredients, but I am talking about 4 only. I am here explaining brain traces the psychology of achievement or psychology of success. So I am moving to page number 2 right now, which I started very early, which I started earlier. Okay, my English is also not very strong, so I hope you will try to understand what I am trying to say. Okay, now from page number 2. As I have already explained to you in the starting of this video, what is self-knowledge? You need to have self-knowledge, self-understanding, self-concept. These are the things which comes into category of self-knowledge. Okay. Now we will talk about mental laws. There are laws in nature, there are laws in physics, there are laws in chemistry. So obviously there are laws which are related to mind, that are mental laws. So mainly there are 20 mental laws, but right now I will explain a few because I don't have that much knowledge of understanding of things. So starting from first law, which is law of control. According to law of control, you need to understand what things are under your control and what things are not under your control. If you worry so much, if you think about yourself so much, and if you think about the circumstances, and if you think about you should make a clarity. We need to have a clarity of understanding of the things which are under our control and which are not under our control. Okay, now there is second thing, which is you need to understand some things like what things have internal locus of control and what are external locus of control. Okay, what things are controlled internally by you and what things are controlled externally. So these are, where is the locus, that locus of control. You need to categorize, you need to find out if that locus is externally or if that locus is internally, and then you can easily understand what are laws of control. Okay, and you can control your situation and your life very easily as per my understanding. Now the main thing of law of control are what are your thoughts. Okay, you need to understand what are your thoughts, because what you think and how you think determine much more things. Okay, you need to understand this very clearly. Now, what are thoughts? Thoughts are energy forces. We already know what are thoughts. Thoughts are energy forces. And like I'm explaining to you about thoughts. What are thoughts right now? So what you think and how you think determines your feeling. The way you think determines your feeling. Your feelings determine your actions. Please try to understand. I'm taking this slowly because you need to listen very carefully and understand this thing. So you, whatever you think and whatever the way you think, that determines your feeling, and the way you think, that determines your feeling, and that feeling determines your action. The way you feel, you will act, you will respond, all according to the way you will feel. Okay. On the third, the most important thing is your actions will determine result. So that can be success or failure. That is all dependent upon your actions, what actions you do. So your thoughts are energy forces, and be aware of what you think. Mind your thought. This is very serious thing. Mind your thoughts. What you are thinking, what thoughts you want to carry. If you need, you can have a pen and a paper and write down your thoughts for only 2 minutes. Write down your thoughts on a blank page. Don't reveal to anyone because that may cause fight. So don't reveal that. But you need to take a look inside your thought process. How do you think? What do you think? Why do you think? What that thought may lead. If you are thinking about violence and some type of disastrous things, that things get attracted into your life. And if you think about wealth, if you think about success, if you think about pleasure and happiness and joy and all that positive emotions, if you think about positive emotions, that attracts positivity in your life. So be aware of what you think. That is the most important thing. Be aware of what you think. Now now the second is, we are talking about mental law, and this was first only. Now the second law is law of cause and effect. Okay, this is also important. Every mental law is important. If you try to understand what I'm saying, this can be very helpful to you for understanding what brain Tracy explained is a lot much of effort which we can put into our life, and we can become successful. In order to live on this earth, we need to have success so that we can live our life fully and we don't attract misery and all that suffering. For that only we need to have success. Okay, so the second law is law of cause and effect. What are laws of cause? So that is directly equal to like the sowing and reaping. This is a very common phrase in you have listened that from early childhood, कि आप जो बोते हैं आप वही काटते हैं. हिंदी भी बोलते हैं हम, मगर अभी इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे. ओके, सो the whatever you sow and that you reap. Okay, so coming to next point, thoughts are causes and condition are the effect. Okay, whatever you think, that is the main cause, and the condition which you live, that is the effect. So whatever condition do you have in your life, you can look back, you can take a review of what was the cause, and you can exactly find out whatever circumstances do you have in your life, and the main cause you will find out. If you are healthy, if you are wise, if you are rich, then the cause was you worked hard and you exercised and all that thing. And if you live a miserable life, if you are poor, if you are unhealthy, then the cause may be that comfort zone, and cause may be that drug addiction and all that thing. So these are laws of cause and effect. Now the third thing is law of belief. This is a very good thing. Okay, whatever you believe, it becomes your reality. Whatever you believe, that becomes your reality. Okay, my facial expressions may be not mature right now because I am not perfect in that video making, but hopefully I will have that thing one day. Okay, so the main thing is We don't see possibility if we don't believe possibility. Okay, if you don't believe in possibility, you cannot see possibility, and there is possibility. We all live in a possibility space. There is a theory, like, which states there is chances of everything at the same time. We have chances of everything at the same time. So now, so according to law of belief, you need to understand, we must not have self-limiting belief. Okay, we must not have self-limiting belief. That is, what are limiting beliefs? I cannot do that, I cannot pursue that, this thing is out of my way, this thing is out of my reach, I am not that much talented, I am not that. Don't limit yourself, don't set your limits, don't have limiting beliefs. Okay, believe in everything according to your limitations, but you need to understand what are your limitations. Because if right now today I think of becoming president of USA, that is impossible. That is impossible, exactly impossible, because I don't have the citizenship of America. So how can I become president of USA? No, I cannot become. So understanding your limitations is very essential. What are your limitations? If I think of fluently speaking in Spanish or French, I can't, because I don't know. I don't have that much talent or that exposure to that language. So that is my limitation. So we need to understand what are our limitations. And belief is very, very crucial thing. Okay, so the main thing about belief is, whatever you believe, it becomes your reality. If you believe in yourself that you are super talented, that you are hyper successful, and you are very energetic and hardworking, that becomes reality. And if you think about, like, procrastination and things to do in late future later, okay, so that is also law of belief. Okay, coming back to fourth point, these are mental laws. First law was law of control. You need to understand what is locus of your control. Where is that locus of your control, internally or externally? What are your thoughts? What is thought processes? How do you think? I have requested to you to write down your thoughts for 5 minutes on a blank sheet. Don't reveal to anyone, because that may bring relationship damage. Okay, so you read yourself and you try to figure out, you introspect, you try to figure out what you are going through, what are your thought processes, how do you think, where is your consciousness, what are the things which matters most, what are the things which matters least, and what are the things which you are carrying which are not worthwhile, what things you should carry which are worthwhile. So these are the things. Now the fourth law is law of expectation. This is a very important law. Every law is very important. I am very important, you are very important, everyone is important. This entire cosmos is made up of importance. Okay, if you don't give importance to one another, you don't get importance. Okay, so there is law of expectation. Whatever you expect, you get. This is stated according to law of expectation. So what an attitude of winner, that is a question. What are their expectations? So expect confidently. We need to have greater or bigger expectations with ourselves. At least expect. That becomes reality also. There are very different laws related to law of expectation. So the first law is, there is not law, that is types of laws of expectation. The first is expectation of your parents. What your parents expect from you, that is the most important thing. Okay, my parent wanted me to become something which I am trying to still become right now, and I have like, parents expectation should be considered on a top priority basis, because that brings happiness in family if you are capable of. And the second is expectation of your boss, what your boss expects from you. This is also important thing. The third thing is expectation of you of others. Okay, expectation of you having of others. Okay, like brothers sisters, what your brothers sisters expect from you, how do they want to see you. If you are a drunky person, if you